Today is Monday, March 31st, 2025, and this is the Continental. Trump sounds dead serious about his third term, no matter what's in the Constitution. United States Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth says he's signing memo on combat arms standards for men and women. Russia's still, quote, working with the U.S. after Trump says he is, quote, angry with Putin. Lastly, stocks finish higher after earlier losses as markets await Trump's tariffs announcements. Let's get into it.
But what together we can do for the freedom of man.
In a phone interview on Sunday, Trump said, in quote, there are methods, end quote, to run for a third term as president, but he did not reveal his plans. Of course, serving more than 2 terms is against the Constitution, and Trump theoretically could not do this, but a quote from Susan Glasser, a writer for The New Yorker, shows what Trump will do to stay in office, saying, in quote, what's really remarkable here is the willingness to flout the law, to test the basic norms of settled governments, end quote. Of course, these comments are getting support from many Republican officials, but a lot of criticism is coming from the right for Trump trying to skirt the Constitution and do something that has not been seen since the 1940s, when we all know FDR served 3 full terms and then passed away during his 4th. Of note, the 22nd Amendment did come because of this issue. If Trump is somehow successful in this, we have to ask how this would change the landscape of presidential terms and elections going forward. How long could a president really serve for in the future? On Monday, the Pentagon releases a memo written by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth that makes the standards the same for both men and women who serve in the military. Hegseth also ordered a review of fitness and grooming standards this month, aiming to make the military tougher and reverse policies that supposedly did not match what Hegseth envisioned for the U.S. military as it was. What impact will this have on the military forces immediately? Is this something that may have more of a lasting effect than an immediate one? On Monday, the Kremlin comes out and says that it is still working with the U.S. side on building relationships. Recently, Trump has been harsher against Putin, suggesting he was wrong to question Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky's credibility and then threatening a heavy tariff on Russian oil if a ceasefire deal was not reached. In response, Putin hinted at an interim government in Ukraine, which Trump took offense to. It is clear that Trump and Zelensky are focused on ending the war, but Putin is not there quite yet. Of note, no plans have been made for a call between the Russian and American leaders, but Putin is open to the idea of it. This all being said, would Trump have to make concessions for a deal to get done that ends the war? The stock market finished in the green on Monday after the markets were very low considering Trump's recent tariff decisions. The S&P 500 and Dow rose 0.6% and 1% respectively. Trump has coined Wednesday Liberation Day, in which he will, quote, announce a new trade policy designed to roll back unfair trade practices that have been ripping off the American people. As we all have known the term to become, stagflation involves fast inflation combined with little growth. And when Trump was asked about the idea of stagflation, he said he has not heard of that and, in quote, this country is going to boom. Vice President J.D. Vance also commented, saying, in quote, the days of closed factories, the days of people not being able to get a middle-class job in this country, they're over. We have to ask how the tariffs Trump is announcing on Wednesday will move the needle on the stock market. Will it have a positive effect, or will it have a negative effect like we have seen recently with his tariffs? Only time will tell. Today is March 31st, 2025. Make sure you check out all of our socials and follow us on all of our platforms, as well as subscribe to the YouTube down below for daily content and daily updates on all the most pertinent news and political matters of the day. Until then, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.